Hey friends, on today's video, we're taking a closer look at this UIBI X7. It's a jump starter, it's an air compressor, it's a power bank all in one. So this is gonna be a great emergency item you can keep in the back of your seat in your vehicle, just in case you need something on the road on your next road trip. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at all of the ports, everything that's included with this specific device, and then let's get it hooked up to one of our vehicles and try the jump start process. So here's the jumper in the packaging. We're gonna unbox it, I'll show you all the pieces that are included. But as you can see, it can be used for inflators as a power bank, to charge your devices. Also can be used as a flashlight. Again, lots of great emergency power options for this specific starter. In case you're interested in the product information, this is gonna give you a lot more of the very specific numbers. Take a peek at that if you need to. Now, right inside that main outer packaging, you can see we have a nice little soft shell case here that keeps everything nice and bundled tightly. I really like that. I hate when things are just splayed out and unorganized in the back of my vehicle. Once you unzip the soft shell case, on the left-hand side, we're gonna see our main compressor unit right here. This is, again, where all the power is gonna be stored. And then we have all of our little components and accessories that we can attach to the device. Okay, here's a closer look at those accessories. We have our jumper cables, and this is gonna plug into the side of our unit over here. This is actually really nice because it can be removed for better storage. A lot of times these can be incredibly bulky because this is attached. We also have our inflator hose. This is also going to attach. We'll show you how to do this in just a sec. This is what we're going to use to inflate our different options here, bike tires, car tires. Again, great stuff right there. This is going to be our attachments for that specific hose nozzle. And then finally, we have a USB-C cable so we can charge devices as well as charge the main power bank that's inside of here using that cable and our user manual. Okay, on the main power bank here, you can see that we have a jump start up to 3,500 amps and an air compressor that will go up to 160 PSI. Again, not too bad for such a small little package. We've got our main power button, we've got our flashlight button, we've got the plus and minus to adjust PSIs for automatic inflation. And then this M button is for mode, meaning you can switch in between the different modes. On the right-hand side, we're gonna have our engine start or the jumper cable input. As you can see, it has, again, that plug that will set up directly with those jumpers. And then spinning this around on this side, we have our output charge option. Again, you can plug your devices in here to charge them. We have our input, and as you can see, it's rated for PD45. So again, that is for your input to charge the device. Again, that will also act as an output if you need to charge with that USB-C style port. We have the flashlight here. Again, this is gonna allow you to get some light, as well as the input for that hose to use the inflator. So as you can see, that's not super bright. We're using it in a daytime environment, but that's going to give you some good light if you need to look in your engine compartment or other areas on your vehicle. We can then switch to a flashing mode by clicking the button one more time. As you can see, that goes into, I believe that's an SOS. Let's click it one more time here, and then that's just going to be a steady flash. This could be great as a hazard potentially if you wanted, again, to give vehicles in the road some awareness that you're there. Let's click the flashlight one more time, and then that's gonna turn off. Now to give this a full charge, we'll go ahead and stick our charging cable into that upper port there. I'm gonna stick this other end into our charging dock that has a USB connection. If not, you'll have to use a little wall adapter. It does not come with this, unfortunately. Okay, so we have our main battery bank all charged up. This did take a little while, like give it a good 4 to 5 hours if you want a full charge, maybe even a little bit longer. So that's a little bit of a negative in that it does take a long time to power back up to a full charge. But we are ready to now simulate a jump environment so I can show you how this works. Now again, I don't have a dead battery. This is a live battery, so we're not gonna get the full effect. We're gonna take this end of our little jumper cable attachment, and we're just going to fit it directly in there. What you'll see is a little green light come on and start flashing. That's how you know you've attached it correctly. Okay, we're gonna bring this over into the engine compartment and lay it next to the batteries. Again, you don't have a lot of length on these cables, which makes it really easy to store and in a compact manner. But as you can see, we have to bring this really close because these cable lengths are not very long. So the other nice thing is all of our light status and our indicators are right here on the back of our little plug-in. And again, that's gonna be some good reminders right there. So first thing we need to do is obviously attach this to the main jump starter. And then we're gonna connect to the positive first and then the negative poles of the car. So we're gonna connect the red one first and then the black one. Now my truck makes this really nice. I took off the little cover piece here, and as you can see, we have the jump block that's right on top. That's gonna be the metal connection. So I'm just gonna put, again, that positive right there on that jump piece connection. We then can take our negative. For this, we can just stick it down right here onto the post, make that good connection. Okay, let's take a look at our light indicator. You can see it's a steady green, and we can come back here. A bright green means all the connections are right, and we are ready to start the engine. Okay, as you can see, we've got our little start ignition here for the truck. Now you're supposed to do this within 30 seconds of connecting the jumper to the battery. But again, you should just be able to put this in and then crank it up. Once the engine has started, you actually are supposed to take this out from the main power bank. Now, once this is removed from the power bank, we can then remove our jumper cables and everything should be good to go, ready to put back in storage. Okay, so the next thing we're going to test and demo is the inflating function on the power bank. Now again, this is most applicable in emergency situations for roadside type things, but this can be used on a bike or anything else that may need a little bit of extra air. There's an auto function on here that actually inflates things to a very specified amount of PSI. It'll automatically shut off when you've reached that PSI. So again, a really, really cool feature. Let's go ahead and get this assembled so I can show you how it works. So the first thing we need to do is actually attach our little inflator hose to the power bank. Again, on the top, you can see right here, that is gonna be our little hose insert. So all I'm gonna do is take this and we're just gonna screw it into the top here and get that in nice and tight. Okay, we're gonna come down here to our wheel. And as you can see, my little inner tube stem is poking out right over here. Again, you don't have a ton of length in this cable hose, so you may have to hold it up just a little bit if your inner tube is on the top of your rim, or back up, roll forward just a little bit and make sure this is in the downward position so we can actually get this over and insert it on. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the little end cap here. Store that safely. And then basically this just fits on by sliding over that hose. You'll hear a little air escape, and then you close that top valve just like this. So the next thing we need to do is actually set the mode button. So let's push and hold the power for a couple seconds to kick that on. And then we're gonna click the mode button. And as you can see, the first mode is indicated by this little car up here. That's gonna indicate the default car mode. Now the default car mode pushes air between 36 PSI and 50 PSI. You can see we're actually up to 56 PSI for our specific tires. That's because we overinflated these a little bit because of how big they are. Now, what we need to do, since it's in the car default mode, is we actually need to adjust this based off of our specific tire pressure. What we can then do is actually use the plus and minus buttons to go up or down based off of the PSI that we want to achieve. If you'd like to find your specific vehicle's PSI, what you can do is look on the inside of the door. Usually it'll show you the recommended pressure for your specific tires. You can see the different modes here. This is motorcycle. And then we've got a bike inner tube. In my opinion, 45 PSI is way too high for a bike inner tube, but that's what the default is set to. If I click this one more time, it goes down to a basketball. You can see that's really low at 8 PSI. And then we have a zeroed out mode. And this mode's gonna allow us to up our PSI to our number that we actually want. So as you can see, I can continue to go all the way up to 57 PSI if I wanted to. Once we have that locked in, we can and as you can see, it automatically starts pushing in air. Once it reaches that specific PSI, it'll actually automatically shut off. Now again, if you want to shut this off before that set amount, you can just hit that power button again once. So a cool little automatic inflator, again, perfect for a roadside emergency use if you need to get some extra pressure in your tires. So there you go, friends. That is the UIBI X7. Again, a cool little device. I think having this in the back of your car for emergencies is going to be absolutely critical. Go check it out. Hopefully this has helped make your buying decision just a little bit easier. If it has, hit that thumbs up button for us, subscribe. We got a bunch more tutorial videos just like this coming your way. We'll see you again on the next one.